Get the trash can. Get the trash can and pull over. Get out of the way.
Come on, bear down. You got to have that baby. Come on now, relax.
Okay. Come on, man. Excuse me.
Take that thing out of your mouth. Please behave.
Are you sure?
You
want to try this, Doc?
Oh my God!
It wasn't made for him. It wasn't made for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Tuesday. Here at the Clown World Review, it's the world's wokest warrior, primitive-sided, toxic fanboy, aligned with the like-minded, Tony Tone Deaf, rocking with you. I want to welcome one and all to the Clown World Review, week 73, January 20th, 1997. Yes, it is the Monday Night War retrospective. We'll be taking a look at Monday Nitro, WWF Raw, and we'll also be taking a look at the 1997 NWO Sold Out event. I just watched that earlier today. Not much to write home about, you know, and not very good. And I had never seen that pay-per-view before. I heard it wasn't very good. And I figured, well, you know, I like a lot of things that other people pan, so we'll check it out. But, you know, the concept itself was cool, but just the production of it, the execution of it, it made it not very fun. And I kind of pity those who were in the audience that night. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this night started, shall we? First off, hail to the chat. Hail, we got Superfan Adam Shahan first tonight. Hail to you, sir. Brutal Morningwood, the best name on the internet. How are you? I'm glad I finally got to stream with you, dude. I am. I've seen your name in the chats here for like at least a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Finally got to stream with you, bro. That was really cool. Can't wait to do it again. Keely Chow, how are you, sir? And the porn parody of Keely Chow, how are you, sir? Judas Goat Barbecue, hail to you. Papa Cotton, my brother, man, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us. With that being said, let's go ahead and introduce our panelists for this evening. First off, he's got the red, white, and blue running through his veins like he's Demi Lovato. He was born and raised in the USA. Like Osama bin Laden. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God!
I'm dead.
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? It's me, Etep Wokuian for the Place to Be Reviews, and yeah, unlike Doug Dillinger, I'm alive. I think he's still alive, but yeah, looking forward to talking some wrestling. I got to watch Raw while me and the boy were lifting, and yeah, it was a pretty good episode. I made it through about that segment of Nitro before I started to get ready for Drew's show, not realizing that it was only the ladies tonight, and so I made that GIF, and here we are. If you haven't been over the channel in a minute, I got my She-Hulk episode 2 review up today.
Yes.
Go check that out. But yeah, thanks for having me, Tony. It's a pleasure as always, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. We got a great panel and a great show tonight.
Hell yeah, man. Next up on the panel.
Got the magic shit. I know if I could hit once, I could hit twice.
Why, hello.
What's up, brother?
Not much. Good day so far. Should be an even better one now that we're going to talk some wrestling. I didn't really get to watch all of them. I watched like the first 30 minutes of Nitro. Didn't get a chance to watch Raw, but still should be fun. I know my boy Sting made his appearance in the beginning of Nitro, so
yes,
yeah,
great appearance. So you should feel special. You're the only one so far, Draven. Well, you and Tommy. Speaking of Tommy, here we go right here. You and Tommy are the only ones so far that have a custom intro. So I'm having to play random stuff for everybody. But thank you for joining us tonight. You know, I'm looking forward to talking some wrestling with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me as always. we got like a next couple days filled full of wrestling, so it should be good.
Yes. All right, next up on the panel. I don't know what clip to... Where the hell is it? I don't know where it is now. Screw it. We'll just play this one.
I have been falling for 30 minutes.
Yeah, about as long as Etep's opening. I had to. I'm sorry. It's a joke. People laugh.
I'm just going to take him off the stream.
Yeah, I figured you would. It's okay. I figured if that didn't do it, maybe this one would, because follow your nose. It'll no.
God damn it.
Follow your nose.
I look like Dan Aykroyd from Nothing But Trouble, you dick.
Love you too. But hey, what can I say?
I love you, man.
Ford got an iPhone. You can make crazy things and then show it off on air to make fun of your friends.
You're not allowed to wear the red, white, and blue with Superman. Don't you read the comics? He is an American.
That's right. At least I watched Raw, which was really like 15 minutes because there wasn't much matches.
Right. We'll talk about it, but I guess you didn't enjoy it as much. But I liked Raw this week. I did. I really did.
I like the fact that it was the cusp of, but it was just when you get into the matches, we didn't have long matches. We did have a lot more talking, but it was needed. And the JR comment ripping on WCW was pretty fun.
Yes. So thank you for joining us, man.
And I know you are a big still watching the Monday night, and I saw Angle and he looked great. So of course I just wanted, instead of going with the NWO, Angle just had me fired up. So
I need to watch Raw from last night because I want to see Kurt Angle. And Trish was on last week,
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking the way they're doing this stuff with some of the older wrestlers kind of guest appearing and not really doing it, just kind of being there. It's paying tribute to them. Hey, you did this for so many years, so hey, sit on your ass and enjoy the show. I'm digging it. I really am.
We're in Edge's last year too, and he's actually going to retire somewhere around August next year. So good times. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me.
And now, last but not least, our final panelist of the evening. He gets the new GIF that I just created.
Booker T, hair done by Whoopi. Shane McMahon, still a pussy.
What's up, Vinny?
That was excellent. Yeah, I was slapping motherfuckers in the face last night. Yeah, everybody, I look forward to this. I saw I saw the Raw. It was fun. I did enjoy it. Adam's right. There weren't as many matches, but there was a lot of good stuff in there. And I got up to Steven Regal's match on WCW. No, scratch that. I saw Benoit. Some of what was going on, like they were going into the crowd. I think that's where.
Yeah, him and Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah,
bathroom brawl, baby. That's the best part.
Macho Man was entertaining in the beginning. I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
He was waiting for Bischoff and slapping some bitches too. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm looking forward to discussing all this with you guys. And there was actually a Clash of Champions that I watched most of in between Nitro and sold out as well. Tuesday the 14th, I believe. So maybe we'll just run through those results as well, because you reminded me of it, Vinny. That's why Benoit and Sullivan were fighting into the crowd, hyping their match for Clash of Champions. So, nice. Yeah. Looking forward to discussing all the wrestling tonight. Let's go ahead, waste no time, jump right into it here. So, yeah, tonight we have Monday Night Raw, again, January 20th, 1997, coming to you from Beaumont, Texas, in the Montagna Center, Montagne. Yes, and they pulled a rating tonight of 2.2, which is, I believe, down 1 from last week. It says down there on the banner. And then Nitro. See, Nitro was up 0.4 last week, and now they're up 0.3 again this week. So they're on the upswing right now. Nitro with a 3.7. this evening, January 20th. And your champions. Oh, 1 second here. All right, your champions over on Monday Nitro. Your world champion is Hollywood Hogan. U.S. champion Eddie Guerrero. Tag champions The Outsiders. World television champion Lord Steven Regal. Your cruiserweight champion Ultimo Dragon. And the women's champion, since we saw one women's like tournament match leading into Starrcade. There was a whole tournament. We literally just saw the first match in the first round and then the finals at Starrcade. And now we haven't seen the women's champion since then. So great job, Bischoff. Your women's champion, Hikaru Hokuto. So over on Raw, your new world heavyweight champion, WWF champion, Shawn Michaels. He did defeat Psycho Sid at the Royal Rumble for the WWF Championship, getting some retribution and winning the heart of Jose Lothario. Your Intercontinental Champion is Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and your tag champions, like anyone would know that, they never really wrestle with them or defend them or anything. Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith. They've been the longest reign in the WWF right now since September 22nd of 1996. So, starting with Raw, this was a really good opening, in my opinion. Your hosts are Vince McMahon, Jim Ross, and Jerry Lawler. Bret Hart comes out right away. He's pissed off. He has a lot to say to Vince right now. He was told that if he returned to the WWF late last year, he would be getting a title shot. When he did get the opportunity, Shawn Michaels screwed me out of it last month at the In Your House pay-per-view. Now Stone Cold screwed him out of the Royal Rumble match, which I don't see how the refs didn't see anything, but for those who didn't see it, Bret threw Steve Austin out over the top rope. Refs didn't see it. Austin slid back in and threw the rest of the wrestlers out, including Bret Hart. And the refs did see that, so they declared him the winner of the Royal Rumble. And I don't know if he's still, but I know for a time nobody had won as many Royal Rumbles as Steve Austin. He won like 3 or 4 altogether, and this was his first. Bret's chances to go to WrestleMania 13 are ruined. And he feels like he was owed that title shot at WrestleMania. So the crowd's still fairly behind Bret at this point. And, Bret says since he feels like he's been getting screwed by the World Wrestling Federation, and more specifically Vince McMahon, long story short, Bret quits right there on the spot, and he leaves through the crowd. Vince tries to reason with Bret, but the Hitman isn't hearing any of that. The fans start chanting, "We want Bret." Meanwhile, Steve Austin comes out at that time, and he starts trying to talk into the cordless mic that it's funny. They're so broke at this time. There was a cordless microphone. I guess Bret dropped it at Burnout. So Austin tries to talk into it. It's not working, so they had to hand him like a corded raw mic that only goes like a third of the way into the ring.
He got so pissed when that mic didn't work. What he says, like, "You give me a broken mic again, I'll beat your ass," or so. I was like, "Oh my god!
Why don't you give me some equipment that fucking works?"
Yeah,
it was funny. That was like I loved hearing that. I love just Austin on the mic in general.
Their one wireless mic,
and definitely that wasn't scripted. That was like for real.
Yeah, he was trying to talk and do it for like the first, 15, 20 seconds. And Stone Cold says when the going gets tough, the Hearts get going back home. So basically Steve Austin is supposed to wrestle The Undertaker tonight. That'll be a good match. He tells The Undertaker to come out and he'll whip his ass right now. And then the winner of the Rumble was supposed to face the loser of the WWF title match at Royal Rumble. Yeah, that's what happened. So Austin was supposed to face Sid, but Sid's injured. So he'll be facing Taker instead. And he tells Gorilla Monsoon that he's got a whole bunch of bananas and he can tell Gorilla Monsoon where to stick each and every one of them. Yeah, good time. So it was a fun. Am I missing anything here? But like, it was a fun intro, right?
Oh
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, it was a good segment. You know, you get some of those opening segments where on a show, you know, it goes on for 10, 15 minutes, like a Triple H promo, and it can get cumbersome and it can make the crowd sit on their hands. So the opening match is like really behind the eight ball from the word go. But you didn't get that from this because you've literally got, you know, Austin, Hart, Vader, and Undertaker out there.
Yeah.
And at the end of it.
No, I'm just saying with Triple H, it sucks because he literally just, I am the best. I've defeated all your heroes every week.
Yeah.
Every week for like 20 minutes. Like, okay, dude. And then if you're lucky, you get a baby face come out, talk shit on the entrance ramp. A 6-man tag is set up. Hence the reason why I hate 6-man tags. And
they're ridiculous.
That was Raw every week. That like the Reign of Terror era. Like Jesus.
Yep.
So over on Nitro.
This is that 1 hour too. So, you know, it makes sense when we get to the 2 hours with Raw where we have more of this, but this felt organic in the way it should be in that hour time frame. Like we were saying, there's not a lot of wrestling, but there was a lot of what was really missing and needed from, in my opinion, WWF at that time.
Yeah. Everything's kind of more condensed because of the 1 hour. Like,
So we can't have Triple H out there for 45 minutes talking about the size of Stephanie McMahon's, cavernous vagina.
Yes.
Huge gash.
Oh, it's huge.
It's massive. All right.
So father did the work.
Now, as good as the Raw opening was, I gotta say that Nitro was right up there, if not a little bit better. Seems like it's just gonna be another week in Nitro, but someone who hasn't been seen since Halloween Havoc shows up. The last time we saw this man, he had all but defeated Hollywood Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship, but he got screwed. The NWO came out, they got involved, and even though he had Hogan beat several times between crooked referees, between outside interference, it just didn't happen. And that is Randy Savage. He jumps the railing to a pretty massive pop from the crowd. He tosses a chair into the ring. Now, for those who didn't see WCW Saturday Night, Randy Savage was actually brought up in the conversation on that show. Bischoff mentioned that Randy Savage was blacklisted, that he would never come back. So, everyone's happy to see the Macho Man, and he demands Dave Pinzer's mic. He's got something to say. He's decked out in really nice black and white gear. He looks a lot more modern compared to when he left. He was still wearing a lot of the fruity colors, the purple and yellow, and all that good stuff. So
Fruity Pebbles.
Yes,
baby.
yes. Really cool. I liked his attire tonight. He mentions that he is blackballed, and he wants somebody from WCW that has some major stroke to get out there right now so he can be reinstated. He's got no other plans than to stay in the ring until somebody comes and talks to him. As for his ex-boss, Eric Bischoff, he can kiss Macho's ass. And the crowd is just, they're feeling this. They're feeling the energy. So our first match of the night was supposed to be Chavo Guerrero versus Max Muscle. So Chavo comes out, tries to, Macho tried to play cool. Macho's just like, kid, you're not involved with this. And then off mic, of course, he sits down in the chair. Chavo comes out, and Chavo kind of motions like, what's going on? And Macho tries to be nice. He's like, go on, kid. Way above your pay grade. Chavo gets impatient. So after he gets on Randy Savage's nerves, Randy has to knock his ass out,
He did.
Yeah.
He did what had to be done.
Yeah, he was trying to be cool, like, kid, this ain't your beef. I ain't mad at you, but you need to move on right now. And Chavo really wanted that match against Max Muscle, and he got his ass whipped for it. So next up, Max Muscle comes to the ring, and he receives the same treatment as Chavo. Again, I think we have that clip.
Oh my God!
I'm dead.
Well, Doug Dillinger, but so same segment. Yeah, same segment. So after Max Muscle gets his ass whooped, we got the security coming out, and exactly what you just saw. Doug Dillinger got died. Yes,
Doug Dedinger.
So, obviously at this point, there's only one man who can resolve this situation, and you know who it is, Vinny.
Mm-hmm.
The Alex Wright.
That's right.
Yep.
But really, surprisingly, Savage takes out Alex Wright as well.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? They took out him? No way.
Why would you take out Alex Wright and his Vienna sausage?
Yeah, same energy as when Nash pinned Goldberg,
Yep.
So, next up, the Steiners, who were, friends with Savage, and the amazing French Canadians come out, and they're just kind of standing in the aisleway, like, dude, like, I don't get it either, because the Steiners are beefing with the NWO. They should be having Savage's back right now, like Bischoff is blackballing you, But yeah, they stand in the aisle.
Dropped on their head, and for Michigan, even they know, wait a minute, he is wearing black and white.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tony, but I had to.
No, next, and this really made the scene right here. Like, it's already exciting. Savage showed up after so long. He's full of piss and vinegar, and Sting drops from the rafters. He drops from the rafters, and he walks right past the WCW guys. This is his first time dropping from the rafters, right? It is. It's his first time dropping from the rafters. And it's like where they weren't having him drop in the ring yet. He dropped over onto the entranceway, over onto this set. He walks past the Steiners and the amazing French Canadians, and
it's like a parting of the Red Sea when he walks out.
Yeah. The fans are going fucking nuts. He's got the bat on him, and he Savage goes to get up, and he kind of like pushes Savage down a few times with the bat, and then puts the bat under Savage's chin. He's keeping distance, but then Savage gets up, and Sting tosses him the bat. Sting turns his back, spreads his arms, like, if you're gonna hit me, like he's done to a few people, like he did to the Steiners and the Giant and a few others. So Savage ends up giving the bat back to Sting, and they walk off together through the crowd.
It's like he's recruiting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So really interesting scene, but it got Savage out of there. And I gotta say, to be honest, it beat Raw's. Raw was a very, very good opening in my opinion, but Nitro just was right there to match that energy and surpass it. Like, Sting dropping from the rafters really made the scene, on top of a returning Macho Man. It was good stuff.
Both very theatrical. It was just beautiful to see, and that's without even wrestling. It's like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Holy crap,
They mentioned he like a Phantom of the Opera type deal with Sting.
Which
is pretty cool.
And I
got
know you were
Tommy in
screaming
the
the whole
chat.
time.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
the pig. There's the pig. There's the pig.
We got Tommy in the chat. Hell to you, sir. Hell to you, brother. We've got Frog
Right.
G in the chat. I just don't take it personal, Frog G. I just don't have another one, you know. I'll get a frog up here for you, bro. Frog G, what's up, bro? Yeah, let me link your comic book real quick, brother. Get you some play there since, you know, they shadow banned you from Etep's chat for some reason. Necro, how are you, sir? Got Parrot Head, another monster. It's great to see all your lovely faces. Truly. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Yeah. So, hail to everyone. Back over on Monday Night Raw, we get our first match of the evening. WWF Tag Team Champions Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith with Clarence Mason, who's also with the Nation for some reason, and it just kind of doesn't make sense, versus Doug Furnas and Phil LaFon. So I'm really digging Phil LaFon and Doug Furnas, you know, and
Yeah.
they eliminated Owen and Davey from their Survivor Series match a couple months ago, and then they were teasing a title match between the two, but haven't seen much interaction between them since. So at least they're kind of picking back up on this. But yeah, Davey Boy Smith, you know, the tag champions, they do get the win over Doug Furnas and Phil LaFon here when Davey Boy hits LaFon with a running power slam in about 10 minutes, 22 seconds. Just, man, their tag division is kind of dead right now, and it'd be nice to see a little more love put into it. So, yeah.
I almost made that joke of, are you sure that Owen and Davey Boy are the champs? I mean, are we positive? Because, man, it seems like we haven't seen them wrestle with those belts in a while.
Yeah, it even teases like tension between them with the whole Steve Austin situation and Bret Hart situation. And yeah, I don't know. They're just kind of like side characters to everyone else's storylines right now.
They kind of really were, though, because if you think about it, with what you said, yeah, we had a lot of big players. Now Sid's hurt, so now you've got Austin, Brett, Taker, and you know, all these three and whatnot with what's coming up. And I'm sorry, I'm so happy to see Gorilla Monsoon. You know, I forget how much I miss Gorilla Monsoon till you see him like in this episode. Because to me, that was him and Bobby the Brain Heenan, but before that, it was him and Jesse Ventura. Doing the wrestling commentate. That's what I grew up with. I mean, besides the NWA and all the other stuff too, but that was the main WWF that I remember.
Oh, this is the one where Vince got mad and he ended up going backstage right after Bret Hart quit. And we've just got Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler, right?
Correct.
Vince was like, I quit too.
Yeah.
So. And see, this is another difference between Raw and Nitro right now. Raw has less matches in that hour, but they're a lot longer. So that was like an 11-minute match. So we're going to go through 2 matches here on Nitro because they're both under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Your first match, I mean, this is why Nitro's hitting 3.7s. We got Alex Wright in the first segment. And now we're getting Alex Wright in the next segment. When Chris Jericho actually defeats Alex Wright. Not fair. He just got his ass beat by Macho Man.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I know.
So the Canadian beats the German in 2 minutes, 27 seconds. And then we get Scottie Riggs versus Nwo Sting, and I'm pretty sure at some point Tony Schiavone was screaming that it's the real fucking Sting when it looks nothing like him, but
right.
They call him the bogus Sting. Or the fake
bogus
Sting. Or the NWO Sting. It was so cheesy of commentating. I was like, wow. I hope
as soon as Sting started showing back up, they should have nixed the whole bogus Sting. It was just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were they waiting for?
Yeah.
Especially after he death dropped them. Like when they threw the bats to the Steiners, I think it was both the Steiners, and Sting dropped the fake Sting's ass. It rolled out of the ring. Like, that should have been the end. I'm sorry of that dude's fake Sting.
He'll be around. Like, I think he's still around in 98. Like, okay. Like, I even get him being around now because they're teasing. Like, nobody knows if he's NWO yet or not, you know, but I don't know. So yeah, Riggs defeats Imposter. And then various of the NWO B team run out with Buff Bagwell to chase Riggs through the crowd. When Dave Penzer tries to announce the winner, the NWO guys threaten him and makes him say that Sting won via countout, even though we all know that's not true. Yeah. So back over on Monday Night Raw, we get Farouk with the Nation of Domination versus Bart Gunn. Farouk wins this one with the Dominator, 5 minutes, 17 seconds. Now the crowd was hot, so that really helped. But I mean, it's Farouk versus Bart Gunn, and I even like Farouk, but Bart Gunn.
Still though, they let Bart show off some of that. I mean, come on, pay respect. I mean, we knew Farouk was. Come on, we knew Ron could do it.
It's just I'm not a big fan of Billy Gunn, and he was the star out of the two.
I know, but at least you got to kind of see, because we know how good Ron is. So you got to see him work with somebody with real talent, and he didn't really do that bad. I felt he did a pretty good job with Ron. You know, the two of them. You know, I'm not saying I'd want to see it all the time, but because it was such a rarity, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So what I enjoyed was the next segment on Raw. Gorilla Monsoon has a big announcement. Vince McMahon comes back out, takes over the proceedings, holds the mic, and Gorilla says there's nothing you can do about Stone Cold Steve Austin winning the Royal Rumble because a referee's decision is always final, except for when Jericho beats Triple H on Raw in a couple years. But he will not be getting a title shot at WrestleMania 13 because of the way he won the match. So Monsoon makes a 4-way elimination, no DQ match, and the winner of that match will face whoever the WWF Champion is. Sean loses his smile at WrestleMania 13. The 4 participants of the match will be Undertaker, who was illegally eliminated by Steve Austin last night in the Rumble. Also, Vader, who was illegally eliminated by Austin.
How early was Austin eliminated?
He was like in the final 4, and he got eliminated, then went back in. He threw Taker out, threw Vader out, and threw Brett out at the very end.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's exactly it. So, basically, it's going to be the guys that Austin illegally eliminated, including Bret Hart if he decides. And, of course, Steve Austin, who's the so-called winner of the Royal Rumble match.
But Lawler's screaming, but he quit.
Yeah. So once Vince and Gorilla head out of the ring, Steve Austin comes out, picks up the mic. And he's like, is it just me or did Bret Hart quit earlier in the show? Gorilla Monsoon ignores him, so Austin calls him a jackass. And Austin says even though he shouldn't have to be in this match, he accepts the challenge, and he threatens to toss Gorilla Monsoon over the top rope. And Austin gets in Gorilla Monsoon's face, and Vince begins to interject himself. We get a Vince-Austin exchange, which is cool, knowing, you know, where we'll be at a year from now. So, yeah, so then Bret Hart comes out, and he gets on the mic and says he accepts the spot in the 4-way elimination match, and then he basically kicks Steve Austin's ass in the aisleway because Austin's not there yet, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Austin's just coming up, so Bret kind of gets the fucking better of him through the whole brawl. Steve Austin, like, gets a little bit of love, but it's mainly all Bret. And after a quick commercial break, Austin is in the ring as Bret is being detained by a bunch of referees and, wait for it, Pat Patterson.
Yeah, Pat Patterson, baby. The
There's
Bay
Steve
Area
Pat.
Bomber. The
Yeah.
Bay Area backdoor bomber.
Yes, the bunghole bomber. So
I hear you used to frequent New Jersey.
Something about dumpsters and pizza parlors.
I think he could be someone's dad. They have a pension. Cock.
Pat Patterson kind of looks like Sandusky in a way.
Oh, Jerry.
So, as Patterson is copying a fill on Brett, you hear bung and the Undertaker's bell tolls for the main event, which we'll get back to in just a little bit.
Oh, son of a bitch. Commercials.
Yes. Son of a bitch. So, Eddie Guerrero and Jeff Jarrett versus Arn Anderson and Steve Mongo Mcmichael with Deborah is on Nitro. Yeah, basically this turns into Arn Anderson. Basically, he's got Jeff Jarrett in some fucking submission hold. And he's, Boston Crab. And then Steve Mongo Mcmichael's stomping on Jeff Jarrett. So, Deborah, again, WCW rules. Sometimes you get thrown over the top rope, DQ. Sometimes you can hit him with the chair, nothing. Deborah Mcmichael throws her like Miss Tennessee or Miss Texas sash or whatever the fuck.
America sash, whatever.
Yeah, she throws it in the ring and suddenly that counts as throwing in the towel, even though, you know, she's on the other team.
Mm-hmm.
So the ref calls that. Like, could you imagine that? Like, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman come out and fucking Lesnar and Reigns go at it, and fucking Reigns body slams Lesnar, and Paul Heyman throws in the towel for Lesnar. Like, it doesn't work like that.
He takes off his boxers and throws it in the ring.
Here comes Pat Patterson.
Thirsty
Smile
Pat.
from cheek to cheek.
To cheek.
To cheek.
Yeah, so... Yeah, somehow the manager for the other team is able to throw in the towel for the opposition. Arn is confused as he holds the sash, but Mongo rips it away and gives it back to his wife. Pretty stupid finish. After the match, Gene Okerlund meets with the entire Four Horsemen this week. He knows that the Four Horsemen are not the unit they once were. You know, the old gang took care of business before, you know, they started driving the women crazy, but then Red moved to Europe. No, I'm kidding.
And then this started.
Yeah.
You're out of line, but you're not wrong.
But he's right.
So everything's kind of inverted now. But from here on out, they need to be the Horsemen first. Mongo gets on the mic, talks some shit before Deborah grabs it from him and the crowd boos. Chris Benoit and women say that Mongo and Deborah might be the winners in football games and beauty pageants, but this is professional wrestling. Mongo brings up the fact that he had Jeff Jarrett face down on the mat, giving up while Benoit lost his match to Jarrett the last two times they faced. Then Deborah talks some more shit to woman, and that's just kind of it. I really dislike Deborah.
Yeah, compared to woman, absolutely.
Well, she did marry Jeff Jarrett, or they were just fucking?
No, they were married.
Did they get married? I thought they were just together.
Wait. Deborah and Jarrett. Wait, no. I thought they were married at one point. I don't know.
Deborah and Mongo were married, and then I swear she married Jeff, and then went to Austin after that.
And then she married Austin and got her ass beat.
So
I am the one too.
So we get a quick Eric Bischoff, like the following announcements paid for by the NWO, and Bischoff is on a motorcycle that Hulk Hogan bought him, and Hogan's so nice, and he's got Miss Elizabeth with him, and he's talking shit to Randy Savage, like fucking yeah, I got all you ever wanted in the world was the world heavyweight title and Miss Elizabeth. And he fucking pulls Elizabeth close and is like, and the NWO has both. And just talking shit, talk shit about Hogan defeating Piper, even though it was the other way around, and all that good stuff.
Does Piper even come back? Like,
yeah, he'll be
yeah,
back.
he does.
Okay,
eventually, yeah.
The storyline was that Piper isn't officially part of WCW yet. So that was an unsanctioned match, which is why they didn't have the title on the line at Starrcade.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, main event of Raw. The Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Good match. Undertaker does take a Stone Cold Stunner out of nowhere, but basically Bret Hart and Vader are going at it and are separated. They go to a commercial, and when they return, Austin's still in control, but basically Vader and Paul Bearer waddle down to ringside. Vader attacks Taker for the DQ.
Sorry, I'm laughing because that's exactly what I saw when they had the camera behind Vader, and he was waddling back and forth trying to jog.
Nice choke slam, though. At least he got up off the ground on that one.
Well,
yeah, he did jump.
If you can't jog, you probably shouldn't be WWF champion ever. So maybe Shawn Michaels is right to politic his way out of losing at SummerSlam last year. Like, you should at least be able to lightly hustle to the ring.
Yeah,
he ran okay for a fat man.
you move pretty good for a slap of shit, Vader. But you're
better
out.
than Samoa Joe.
Or Lizzo.
Or Lizzo.
Oh, Adam's right.
That depends. Is she going downhill?
Ooh, fair enough.
That was her.
She the Indiana Jones boulder.
She's the boulder. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Replace the boulder.
It's like getting chased. It's like getting chased by a butterball turkey.
Damn.
Oh my God, they're ham hocks.
Everything's flailing and flabbing everywhere.
Flapping in the wind.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Adam's right. Adam's right, though. Vader did move a lot better than Samoa Joe. He didn't have to take a knee.
That's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, Samoa Joe would have taken a knee halfway down.
He's
the
supposed to
fucking
come back
ramp.
soon too, because I guess he's been filming as Sweet Tooth or whatever for the Twisted Metal stuff. So he's been out.
Who, Vader? He's been dead.
No.
I know.
Bad Vader joke. Bad.
Maybe we'll see him it all out.
Vader could come back from the dead and wrestle a better match than Samoa Joe now.
True.
You're not wrong.
Nope, you're not.
Hand, I don't know if he's the most hated frog on YouTube.
Oh yeah, there's one that's hated much more.
Oh yeah, the other one's from in New Jersey, and he sucks dick behind. I mean,
you won't find Frog G behind any dumpsters.
No.
Nope.
Frog G's awesome.
Speaking of stuff and things gurgling behind dumpsters, a buddy at work today got left because he had a rash, and one of the coworkers was like, "It'd be funny if he comes back and says he had monkeypox," and I was like, "Yeah, then I'm gonna have to give him shit and tell him a bunch of gay jokes."
It's just eczema.
She just looks at me and chuckles.
We knew you were gay, but do you spit or swallow is the question.
Next thing you know, here's Draven in HR.
I know, right?
The Angelous Draven apology tour.
Kratos is HR. Boy.
Either him or Angus Scram, the tall man from Phantasm. If he's gonna say boy, you're that boy.
He did boy before it was cool.
He was, man. Back in what? All right, I'm done. We're talking wrestling now.
So the first hour in Nitro ends with the WCW Cruiserweight Championship on the line. Ultimo Dragon with Sonny Ono owns Dean Malenko once again. With they had a pretty cool exchange, and then it ended with Ultimo Dragon getting the 1-2-3 with the cradle at about 4 minutes 17 seconds. But this was more of a preview. Tomorrow night they're gonna have a pretty good match on Clash of Champions. So Dean Malenko will get in. I don't know what he's doing to deserve all these title shots. He keeps getting owned by the Ultimo Dragon, but so Ultimo Dragon defeats Malenko here, but they will have a rematch at Clash of Champions tomorrow night on TBS.
It's because Malenko is he's like the Bret Hart of the cruiserweights. I think that's why they keep giving them those shots. Because we haven't seen Rey Mysterio yet pop in.
Yeah.
Because I think Rey's fighting. He's still semi-injured, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because we haven't really seen a lot of him.
2 title matches in a row, because as we go into hour 2, it starts off with the World Television Champion and the only heavyweight championship to not be in the NWO, Lord Steven Regal, faces Jacques Rougeau from the amazing French Canadians with Colonel Robert Parker. Steven Regal was more or less working as a babyface here after being a heel for so long. The crowd was really behind Regal for this match. Now it was less than 2 minutes, but basically this ends in a DQ. Colonel Parker hits his own guy, and the ref calls for the bell. He goes to hit Regal. Regal moves. Rougeau gets nailed. Ref calls for the bell. And Regal, it's funny seeing him work as a baby face. It's almost like he wasn't expecting it. So he's got the grumpy look and he's doing a weird pose, but the crowd is fucking cheering for him. I like Regal. It sucks he had
me too.
Addiction issues.
Regal to me was like the Sean Bean of the wrestling world.
Yep.
Because Sean Bean got killed on every fucking movie, but everyone loved to see him.
Because you knew he was going to die. Hell yeah.
Well, then he gets brought into WWF, and he's like the man's man, William Regal. That gimmick was so bad. His first run in the WWF. I'm glad he came back, even though he was in more of a GM role after that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad his talents were finally recognized.
Mm-hmm.
Because you watch his matches from back then, and I mean, he is a good wrestler. He is really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He knows his shit.
Yeah. He would have been if they would have given him a long Intercontinental Championship run, that would have given that belt some credibility. It makes the TV title seem important right now.
It does.
Yeah.
And it just looked great with him, too.
Yeah.
It was a nice looking belt.
Yep. So next we get the aforementioned match of Chris Benoit and Kevin Sullivan. Of course, Benoit's with Woman. Sullivan's with Jimmy Hart. Now, bell to bell, this match went 1 minute and 56 seconds. But the match didn't actually start till 4 or 5 minutes in. They wrestled through the crowd into the bathroom. The Dungeon of Doom met him in the bathroom and fucking beat the hell out of Benoit. And then they get back out to the ring. And Benoit is able to fight his way back, hits a top rope headbutt, which won't come back at him in the future. And he pins Sullivan. Someone hit who was it? Chad Gable, when him and Kevin Owens were wrestling last week on Raw. He fucking hit a flying headbutt. I'm like, are you guys still doing that fucking move? Really?
Wow. Remember in this one, Chris Benoit headbutts the fucking ring bell, dude. He gets hit in the head with, you hear it go, ding.
Yeah.
He hits it. So it's woo.
Yep. I just can't believe they're doing that move again, because they didn't allow it for a long time after Benoit.
Yeah.
But
hey, it's the leading cause of CTE, the diving headbutt. But hey,
let's bring it back.
Benoit, let's bring it back.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
So,
well, y'all gotta die sometime.
Yes.
Oh wait, hey, real quick. I'm sorry, I just got to pay respects. Mikhail Gorbachev died at 91, which I thought he was already dead.
Yeah,
but no,
I did too.
I thought he was already dead. I was like, I was making a joke about that to the wife the other day. I said we were talking about Russia, and I made a joke about it. I'm like, so rest in peace, comrade. As soon as I get my Rush, that's the Yuri video for this week, right there. It is, ladies and gentlemen.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, cool. Because if you were going to make one, I was going to say, as my producer credit, I want you to do a Yuri video. So, yeah.
So,
all right.
Anyway, enough with Russian dictators.
Russian dictator. Dictator. Only dictator.
The NWO then comes out. They chase off the commentators, Chono Schiavone, Bobby Heenan, Mike Tenay, and Eric Bischoff, Kevin Nash, and Trillionaire Ted take over commentary. For the next match, if you didn't have enough amazing French Canadians tonight, next we get Carl Ouellette with Robert Parker facing Jim Duggan. And
half-blind butterball.
That's a barn burner right there.
Yeah.
So, fucking the match ends when Duggan wraps his fist up with tape, knocks Ouellette out, which Kevin Nash states that during the match, Jim Duggan sustained a wrist injury, went ahead and treated it himself, and still won the match. Unbelievable.
They should all run down there and beat the shit out of him. I was like, oh, yes, do it. Now, maybe after the show. I'm like, no, do it on the show. Because we know the Etep's cheering. Do it, do it, do it.
Yeah. That's hilarious. He treated his own injury and continued the match and won. Unbelievable.
And this match was 1 minute and 2 seconds. So, guy
only
works
a minute
quick.
2? It felt longer.
I know. Well, it's Jim Duggan and Carl Ouellette. So it's like Einstein's theory, like time expands when those two are fucking wrestling. Like, yeah. So next we get a recap of DDP turning down the NWO's offer to join the group last week. When the Outsiders brought him down a shirt, he put it on and then hit the diamond cutter on Scott Hall.
It's amazing to see. I mean, knowing now that he ends up treating every single one of these NWO guys with DDP yoga. It's truly amazing.
Yeah. He's like
he's helping Bagwell right now.
Who's he helping?
Bagwell, Buff Bagwell.
Oh,
what happened to him?
Yeah, dude, he's like a saint of wrestling. Like I said, I know he was helping Sonny too, but obviously, you can't win them all. So,
right. I mean, again, what do you want him to do? He couldn't take the wheel. He wasn't there.
Yeah. I mean, you can only slap so many beers away from somebody, and eventually, if they're not going to stop, they're not going to stop. And Sonny's had decades to get better and still hasn't. No offense. But,
you have to want to better yourself.
Like it's all about the company you keep around you as well.
That's it. She had too many decades, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, too many dictators. Dickaroos.
The decades went by.
The decades.
So next we get the first international member of the NWO, Masahiro Chono versus Squire Dave Taylor. Chono hits a mafia kick and then puts Squire Dave Taylor in an STF for the submission in 2.5 minutes.
It's a leg lock. I think they call it an STF.
Yeah. Pre-John Cena. I remember when you mainly just saw STFs in the Creator Wrestler.
Yeah.
Sections and games.
I never used that one.
Yeah.
Lamest looking move ever.
Well, the worst part is they kept it the STFU because his finisher was the FU because he is feuding with Brock Lesnar. He's like, you got the F5, well, I got the FU. And then they decided to go G-rated, so they changed the FU to the attitude adjustment, but then his his submission was still the STFU.
Yeah.
So it just kind of,
It's all our yay.
Yeah. Next up, I'll tell you what's not gay.
What's that?
Scott Hall versus Booker T with Sister Sherry. Cool match. I like Booker T in these singles matches with Luger, with Scott Hall, because he looks like he belongs, and I didn't really notice it back then, but just with the benefit of hindsight, I mean, he looks like he's ready for the main event now. So you can kind of see the complaints people saying, you know, Hogan ain't letting no one move up, or yeah. So
it's true.
Yeah. So
although I will say, with a little bit of the added time that he had to do to hone his craft, I think helped.
Yeah.
By not giving him the belt. I mean, I know he did eventually get it in WCW, but you know what I mean? They didn't give it to him now in '97.
What didn't help was fucking Vince Russo trying to turn him into a rip-off Rock, you know, with the bookend and like acting like the Rock just because they're both black. Like, and yeah. And Booker T's actually black. The Rock's like half black, so it's like
I was gonna say, I was like, The Rock is Anyway,
got that Samoan in him.
Yeah, say he's Samoan, baby.
Though I gotta say, I wasn't a fan of the King Booker gimmick either, but at least it led to another world title run for him.
I was gonna say it worked for him.
That was so bad that they didn't give him the title at fucking WrestleMania 19 after fucking Triple H. People like you with nappy hair don't win the main events. You're not meant to be here. And like, they set it all up for Booker to win, and then like every time Triple H would wrestle somebody, he went over.
Well, that was like the Daniel Bryanson or Bryan Danielson, whatever the fuck, thing with Kofi Kingston. Like, they set that up to be like this weird, like, kind of like, I'm white and you can't be, you know, like this weird race thing. It's like, what the fuck?
When he was the climate Yahtzee.
Yeah.
So.
Damn Greenie.
Yeah, so during this match, Buff Bagwell runs out and keeps Sherry distracted, allowing Scott Hall to hit the outsider's edge on Booker T. 2.5 minutes, but it was a fairly even match. I mean, Booker got his moves in, Scott Hall got his moves in. Not a bad match at all. Next up, because this is what we're doing tonight. First, it was the Amazing French Canadians. Wrestling singles match. Now it's Harlem Heat. So next we get Lex Luger.
Woo-hoo. Stupid face.
Versus future leader of the NWO, Stevie Ray.
Oh.
Yes.
Stevie.
When Lex's legs still worked.
NWO still on commentary, so Stevie Ray came out on stage and Kevin Nash said, "Here comes the other one."
They could not make this in 2022. They couldn't. We should be back in this era, but oh goodness, his commentary was just golden.
Yes, yeah. Nash, for all his faults, he's fucking funny. He's a funny guy when he's not bitching about Trump. Lex Luger.
You got to see Brutal Warning Wood at 9:09.
Suffering decades under a ruthless dictator. Yes.
Oh, that was excellent. Sorry.
Yes, I like it. So, thank you for that, Brutal Morning Wood. Yeah, so Luger beats Stevie Ray with the fucking torture rack in 2.5 minutes. The NWO doesn't like this. Final segment of the night. Here comes world champion Hollywood Hogan with Ted DiBiase and Vincent. Six takes over on commentary. And Hogan and DiBiase just make fun of the Giant until he comes out and he tries to rush Hogan. He gets held back by security. He's trying to break free and finally does, and the cameras are out. They're out of time. Nitro ends. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of these like final segments with Hogan. They always fall short. And I get like back then he was the draw, so just him being there was supposed to mean something, but it doesn't. It's not very good in hindsight, like he's probably one of the least entertaining parts of the show because it's like he talks a bunch of shit and then fucking flexes, and not even the shit he's talking makes sense.
Almost Ultimate Warrior levels of nonsense.
Yeah, then he just fucking poses, and that's it for him. It's not his best work right now. Like, and he'll get better as Hollywood, and they'll get more entertaining things going on. But just like basically since the start of the Piper feud, you know, that's all he's been doing, and it hasn't been very intriguing. So past 3 months or so. So yeah, then we got a Clash of Champions on Tuesday. I'll just run through these results real quick. Let's see here. Let's see here. Which Clash of Champions was this? This was Clash of Champions number. It was one of the last ones.
Yeah, because we're in 97, so.
Okay, there's the one from last year in 96 when Hogan was bitching. Oh, you'll give me a title shot, right, brother? Right.
Right away. Right. Never mind, just give me my belt back. You don't need it.
Yes. So this Clash of Champions took place on January 21st, 1997 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the Wisconsin Center, drawing 6,800, shown live on TBS to a 3.5 rating. And since they were right next to Green Bay, we had Dusty Rhodes dressed in green and mustard yellow. Good times. This was Clash of Champions number 34. Ice Train pins Mark Starr. Dean Malenko, after 15 minutes and 7 seconds in multiple matches, defeats the Ultimo Dragon via submission to win the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Scottie Riggs pins Mike Pinos. Chris Jericho, here you go. Are you sitting down, Draven? It's a trios match.
Oh man.
Chris Jericho, Super Callow, and Chavo Guerrero beat Conan, La Parka, and Mr. JL. Harlem Heat.
That works with them though. They're like luchas and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's actually, it's a lot more exciting than the WWF six-man tag main events. Like, where here's 5 minutes of this guy, and here's 5 minutes of this guy. Who's going to get the obligatory hot tag? Ooh, DQ.
Yeah.
Double count out.
Yeah. Harlem Heat defeats the Renegade and Joe Gomez when Booker T pins Renegade, forcing Renegade to go into his life. Masahiro Chono pins Alex Wright. This poor guy, Alex Wright, he's just on losing streak lately.
He's got the Triple H treatment.
In a preview, in a preview of No Way Out, what was it, 2002? 2002? No, 17 was basically in a preview of Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar. Eddie Guerrero defeats Scott Norton. When was that? 2004? When was WrestleMania 20? 2001 was 17, 2002 18, 2003 19, No Way Out 2004. And now you all know my math skills.
It's the same as everybody's, right? That's how we all count.
Yes. Chris Benoit defeats Kevin Sullivan in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 5 minutes. Rick and Scott Steiner defeat the Amazing French Canadians when Scott pins Ouellette. And then your main event of Clash of Champions, we've had one fucking title on the line. And that was Ultimo Dragon and Dean Malenko. Your main event of Clash of Champions. Who's ready for this?
I'm ready.
Lex Luger
I'm on the edge of my
Scott
seat.
Hall via DQ.
Oh, what the fuck?
The Clash of Champions. The Clash of it. Well, there was only one fucking championship match. I don't get it.
And remember,
Eric
it was
Bischoff is a no good, lousy son of a bitch. Hey! Come on, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Don't you hear me? That son of a bitch! He has no conscience. Does he have no heart? Do you have no soul? You son of a bitch! I'm Triple H. You son of a bitch!
I am reality.
He's a son of a bitch, if you ask me. The Rock just put Billy Gunn's face in that large woman's ass.
Adam's like, you cut me off, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
What were you saying, bro?
I don't know.
Damn it.
We got so distracted because that clip is hilarious each and every fucking time.
I die every time because I'm in the background and you can see me like cheering on while we're watching. I know nobody else can, but Etep can, but I'm a clown, dude. I'm just goofing off and laughing. I don't know. It was going with what you were saying, but it's all right.
Hail manliness and motivation. You should be more positive like Charlie Sheen. Yes.
Winning.
Oh, the tiger blood.
It's what it do.
From his dickhead.
Well, that's where he got the HIV, was the tiger's blood, right? I mean, that's what I always assumed. One from the horse.
Yeah, he slept with Tiger King, right? Was that the story?
They say it's the tiger blood, but it was more of like, Siegfried and Roy doing stuff to the tigers.
Mm-hmm. And then he did stuff to one of the quarries.
I'll show you.
Said Crisco was involved. It's fucking disgusting.
Hamer Feldman, it doesn't matter.
Charlie Sheen likes young boy gash.
6, 7, 8. 8 matches for NWO sold out. Jesus, the attendance was 5,000. There was more people at fucking Clash of Champions. NWO Sold Out comes to you on January 25th, 1997. Cedar Rapids, Iowa at the Five Seasons Center. I didn't realize it was in Iowa, so that's like half the state's population, so not bad. Yeah, this wasn't their best foot forward, especially if you're I appreciate Bischoff trying something new, but the problem was they have some weird B theme for the NWO at this point in time, and it just sounds like generic 90s music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what literally every NWO person on this card comes out to, besides Hollywood Hogan. He comes out to the actual theme. And anyone from WCW didn't get any theme at all. It was just the NWO voice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking shit about him as they walk to the ring, but it wasn't even funny shit. He's not even witty. He's just like, loser, which might have been funny the first time, but then he says it for every fucking WCW guy.
Mm-hmm.
They had a Miss NWO contest here with a bunch of average looking girls, which was fine, but how they had it set up, the announcer sitting there asking everyone, all the girls' questions, they're like, huh, I can't hear you. They didn't have any okay, when you're on stage, you have reference monitors. If you've ever been to a concert, you see the speakers kind of sitting on the front of the stage pointed at the performer so they can hear and reference what's going on.
Right.
They didn't have any reference monitors. So the guy's talking and they can't fucking hear him.
And they did the Stone Cold before Stone Cold.
Yeah.
What?
What? They used to have a reference monitor for wrestling. They'd have a little fucking speaker in the corner of the ring at a point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, NWO Sold Out. Your first match, Masahiro Chono defeats Chris Jericho. Big Bubba Rogers defeats Hugh Morris in a Mexican death match. Jeff Jarrett defeats Mr. Wall Street. And your first WCW victory of the night. I don't know how because it was a crooked referee. Buff Bagwell defeats Scottie Riggs. Scott Norton defeats Diamond Dallas Page by countout. This was interesting because, okay, so they're wrestling and the outsiders don't come out this time, but Bagwell, Vincent, Scott Norton's out there anyway. Like the B team NWO comes out and they're like, look, you got over on us. We got over on you at Starrcade. We still want to offer you a position in the NWO. And it was just the same thing again as the outsiders. Fucking DDP was like, I know I can be stubborn, boneheaded. He puts the NWO shirt on, then Diamond cuts one of them and fucking makes his way out of the ring, runs off. So he loses by countout to Scott Norton. Next up is the match of the night. The Outsiders defend the WCW Tag Team Championship against the Steiner brothers. At one point, Nick Patrick gets knocked out. Fucking the Steiner brothers hit a finisher on the fucking Outsiders, and I almost said Randy Travis. Randy Anderson fucking runs it because it's been Nick Patrick as the referee the entire night for all the matches. Randy Anderson runs out from the back, makes the 3 count. Scott Steiner pins Scott Hall, and the Steiner brothers win the WCW Tag Team Championships. It's just too bad tomorrow on Nitro the decision will be reversed. Spoiler alert. But it was a good match. Like, it fucking finally got the crowd up off of their ass and fucking cheering. Like, something actually happened besides the NWO just, beating people down all night.
Right.
Next up, in what should have been a lot better match, it wasn't horrible, but, like, this is where WWF shines and probably doesn't get enough credit. Like, for as well as WCW was with the lucha matches, they weren't very good with ladder matches, at least this one. If y'all remember, Syxx stole the United States Championship from Eddie Guerrero a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tormented him the whole time with it.
Yeah. So now they have a ladder match, and Eddie Guerrero defeats Syxx. I mean, there was some high risk moves and stuff. It was just like not set up well. They didn't have any spots really planned out.
Like, Razor was way better. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, there were spots, but that you could tell it was kind of on the fly spots, like it.
New Jack style. You're going to do this. I'm going to make you do it. I'm going to stab you.
It's just like X-Pac or X-Pac, Syxx hitting a flying punch out of the ring and fucking Guerrero moves and he misses. Just that kind of shit. But Guerrero defeats Syxx to retain his WCW United States Championship and get it back. And what's cool about this was Eddie Guerrero was actually, in the semi-main event of the pay-per-view. So
yeah. I mean, for those of us that were fans of the Luchadors, as many of us here are, that's what made, I still to this day think, other than the extra hour, but they had the Luchadors, which is something WWE did not have.
Right.
And right now, if either one of them would have launched an actual women's division, would have also went in their favor. Because, again, WCW has Medusa, but they don't know what to do with her.
Yeah.
Well, they did launch a women's division last month. No one's seen it since.
Yeah.
So
what a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
But we've bitched about that numerous times that Vince didn't see it. And, we are wrestling fans. But it's like, we don't have a problem. We've been begging for a good women's division for a long time.
Yep.
I know there's fucking 97 here, but still, even back then, we wanted a good women's division. I can't help it that the gay frogs made everybody hate women in 2022.
I'll give you a damn women's division. Get in my office.
You want a women's division?
I'll provide you.
Your ass is fine, sweet tits.
I'll pay you.
Take off your shirt. Make me a sandwich.
Next
what do
up.
You mean a condom?
Next up.
All right.
Now, all night's been a bunch of bullshit and wacky shit. People not really winning matches, like blatant interference and beatdowns and slow counts. And so the main event's got to be different, right? The Giant challenging Hollywood Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship. This definitely won't end with a beatdown and a no contest like a random Nitro main event, right?
No. It could. It's the pay-per-view, right? Like, we're going to actually see a match finally, right?
Yes. So, Hollywood Hogan and the Giant fight to a no contest when the NWO jumps in and beats him down.
How many minutes in?
11 minutes.
Okay, so you got 11 minutes of wrestling before
Of Hogan.
Yeah. Running around the ring. I got you for 11 whole minutes. And I'm keeping the title.
Is that what you told your husband?
Oh shit.
Yeah, so that was stupid. They just beat Giant down, spray paint NWO for life on his back, and then Hogan holds Bischoff and says, I would do anything for this man, and the pay-per-view goes off the air. So cool concept, not very good in execution.
No.
At all. So
I think if they'd have built it, if it was built properly, like it should have been, which would have been, you still got your WCW stuff going on with NWO doing their stuff, which obviously would be intermixed no matter how you're going to do it. But yeah, it's just, I think it was too soon for the whole NWO by itself pay-per-view idea. You know, we're not even that far down the NWO creation. And granted, it doesn't last very long, sadly.
Yeah.
We get a couple years of NWO stuff, and right now is at the beginning when it's really good, and then eventually it does get really horrible. WWF horrible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good times. I guess it was 2 years ago today that Roman Reigns defeated Braun Strowman and the Fiend to win the WWE Universal Championship for a second time. And he's had the title for 2 years now as of today.
Wow.
So, yay.
So like Biden in office, Roman Reigns.
Yay.
Yay.
Roman.
Woo.
Roman Shane.
Woo.
The Roman Empire.
The gash of champions.
Well, when in Rome,
He's got greasy gash. I thought he was Armenian.
Yeah, was he Cenk Uyghur? Whatever that guy's name is in the Young Turks.
We knew he wasn't from Ukraine.
Kevin Spacey is a fan of the Luchadors because he thinks they're teenage boys. Rey Mysterio was, so
he keeps walking up to Dominic and telling him he's his poppy. It's kind of weird.
Not again.
I love that Eddie Guerrero though. Oh,
yeah,
messing with Ray. I'm your poppy. And you know, when you look at Ray and you look at how tall Dominic is, just saying he is about Eddie's height.
So here's some wrestling history in this day in wrestling history. August 30th. Now we obviously went through the Universal title win with Roman Reigns, but here's some more things going on. So the WWF International Heavyweight title, no one cares about that. Tatsumi Fujinami. In 1982, the year I was born. Good times. The WCW United States Heavyweight title changed hands. It was won by Dustin Rhodes in 1993. Hunter Hearst Helmsley wins the Intercontinental. Oh, I remember this. This is at SummerSlam 1998, which will be headlined by Undertaker versus Steve Austin. Hunter Hearst Helmsley will defeat The Rock in a ladder match at this event to finally win the Intercontinental title after months of build-up, and then he injured himself in the ladder match, so he has to forfeit it. Yeah. The tag titles also the same night was won by the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn. And then a year from now, on the same date, Mankind and The Rock will win the tag titles. Always fun. And again, the Universal title was won by Roman Reigns 2 years ago. The United States title was won by Bobby Lashley 2 years ago. And other than the AEW Trios titles, the most worthless titles to have ever existed in any company ever, the women's tag team titles were won by Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in 2020. Sorry, guy. I just, when I hear people love six-man tags so much, let's make titles for them, that just kills any hope I have for the future.
Yeah.
So, yeah, SummerSlam 1993 and 1998 took place on this date. 1993, I think it was a year after British Bulldog smoked crack for 3 days straight and forgot his match with Bret Hart. It was in the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan.
Wait, which one was this?
SummerSlam 93.
SummerSlam, yeah, that was there. A couple of my friends from school got to go. I was fucking jealous.
So your announcers were Vince McMahon and Bobby. Sorry. Owen Hart defeats Barry Horowitz. Razor Ramon defeats Ted DiBiase. Your WWF Tag Team Championship match. The champions, the Steiner brothers, defeat the Heavenly Bodies, Tom Pritchard and Jimmy Del Rey. Intercontinental title, your champion, Shawn Michaels, defeats Mr. Perfect by countout. Erwin R. Shyster, IRS, defeats the 1-2-3 Kid. What's even better, Bret Hart defeats Doink the Clown. Then God. Jerry Lawler defeats Bret Hart by disqualification. Ludwig Borga defeats Marty Jannetty. We have a rest in peace match. The Undertaker defeating Giant Gonzalez, and they had actually met earlier this year at WrestleMania 9 that was here in Las Vegas that I didn't go to. Who the fuck holds a huge event at Caesar's Palace like that? Doesn't make sense to me. Tatanka, Billy Gunn, and Bart Gunn. Yeah, six-man tag. Defeat Bam Bam Bigelow, Fatu, and Samu. And then, this is the SummerSlam where Luger was supposed to win the WWF Championship, but he decided to brag about it to everyone beforehand that he was going to win the title, so Vince decided against it. Including the night before SummerSlam, he was getting drunk in the bar, and I'm going to be champion tomorrow. And Vince is like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
What a retard.
Yeah. So, they built him up to win the title, and the day of, he defeats Yokozuna by countout, and he's all confetti falling and celebrating and shit, while Yoko walks away with the title, and it was just really confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, SummerSlam 1998, which was a fun SummerSlam. Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross are your commentators. It's from Madison Square Garden in New York City. The European title, D'Lo Brown, champion, defeats Val Venus by DQ. 4-on-3 handicap match. The Oddities, Kurgan, Golga, and Giant Silva defeat Kaientai, Taka Michinoku, Minz Teo, Shofunaki, and Dick Togo.
Bless you.
Hair versus hair match. I don't remember that. Oh, I guess this is when Jeff Jarrett cut his hair short. Yeah. X-Pac defeats Jeff Jarrett. Edge and Sable defeat Mark Merrow and Jacqueline. Then we get, I think, our first Lions Den match. Ken Shamrock, first or second. Either. No. It's the first because the month before they had a dungeon match where they wrestled in Stu Hart's dungeon, and that's where Owen Hart went over. And if I'm not mistaken, Dan Severn was the referee for both matches. And on this one, he gives up on Owen Hart and walks off because he was also training Owen Hart. Ken Shamrock defeats Owen Hart. Yeah. 2-on-1 handicap, no disqualification, falls count anywhere match for the WWF Tag Team Championships. New Age Outlaws defeat Mankind. How did that how did Mankind end up with both titles? I don't remember. Maybe Al Snow was his partner.
I remember Al was there for a minute, but I couldn't remember if they had the tag belts or not.
Funk. Either way, yeah, Mankind was holding both the titles alone. The New Age Outlaws defeated Mankind for it. Then next up is probably the match of the night, the ladder match. They had been really teasing. It was the Nation versus DX feud.
Yeah.
And even at the pay-per-view before, it was a 2 out of 3 falls match. The Rock beat Hunter. Hunter beat The Rock. And then they did this right. You know, they've been doing this finish on Nitro lately. But WWF did this right. I mean, right at the fucking end. Hunter ends up hitting the pedigree. He fucking pins Rock. 1, 2, time limit. Before the 3 count. And that was so frustrating.
Yep.
So now they go to the ladder match. And this was a good match. This is probably an overlooked match between Triple H and The Rock, but it was a very good match, the ladder match. And Triple H finally takes the Intercontinental title off The Rock. And in just a few months, in November at the 98 Survivor Series, The Rock would win his first WWF Championship. So then the WWF Championship was on the line. Steve Austin, who's the champion, defeats The Undertaker. I think he'll have it for like 1 more month before The Undertaker and Kane defeat Austin in a handicap match. Then there's no champion. Because, I mean, they pinned Austin at the same time. So then the tournament is set up. There's no champion. They go to the next pay-per-view and nobody wins it there either. So then they set up the Deadly Game tournament, which is probably my favorite Survivor Series they ever held. It was a one-night tournament for the WWF Championship. I like that kind of stuff. And that's where The Rock, who had become babyface after this ladder match, he left the Nation of Domination. They turned their backs on him. He started getting babyface pops. He goes into the Survivor Series. Shane McMahon screws Steve Austin out of his match. So Steve Austin doesn't make it to the finals, but Mankind and The Rock do. And The Rock turns heel again there and becomes Vince's corporate champion. So, yeah. Good time in wrestling, in my opinion. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of The Rock, but that was just a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was fun.
Well, we have the corporation coming, dude, with that stuff because, you know, when Triple H ends up in there, but then The Rock ends up in there too, and we've already seen these guys beat the shit out of each other, you know, just for a belt, not even being part of the corporations and stuff. So
yeah,
it just gets, it's like that next level. This is where and why I always felt Vince won. He did have like an onion, many layers for these guys. And yeah, we all know sometimes they don't pan out at all, but sometimes they do. And when they do, man, do they ever.
Yeah. I like it when there's uncertainty. Like there's a one-night tournament for the title. Everyone's expecting Steve Austin to win it again. And then he gets screwed out of the of his semi-main event match. And you're like, then there's Mankind and The Rock. Both people had never held the title before. You're kind of like, what's going to happen, you know? Number one, I love this. Dean Malenko. It's a WCW Saturday night on this date in 97. It's just Dean Malenko versus whoever. Who knows? But I don't remember Bagwell and Norton having a tag team called Vicious and Delicious.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo, Delicious.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
I ain't calling no man Delicious.
Scott Norton was an awesome wrestler. Always was. Like when Fire and Ice, man, I was excited when they, you know, and then they did nothing with them. But those two guys, those two big guys together like that, even for the Steiners, you know, who are also big, we saw them in those rings together, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to have those two as baby faces against each other because they both could do the work. Both sets are phenomenal specimens of human beings. Let's be real here. Steroided up the yin yang with the Steiner with Scottie, but still those guys could wrestle.
So it's January and they're feuding right now. So we can look forward to like a year-long feud between Steve Mongo Mcmichael and Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
Yay.
Painful. Ooh.
Yeah. So in 99, I'll just run through this real quick. And yeah. So here's when they were neck and neck. Look at that. Nitro got a 4.0 rating. Raw got a 4.2 rating in October 30th, 1999. So Keenan and Shivani are your commentators on this Nitro. It's from the Nassau Coliseum in Uniondale, New York. Dave Taylor and Steve Regal, the Blue Bloods, versus Mike Moran and Tough Tom. Goes to a no contest. Scottie Riggs defeats Lash LaRue. Kaz Hayashi defeats Lodi. The Filthy Animals, Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, defeat Blitzkrieg and La Parka. Your World Tag Title match, the West Texas Rednecks, which I kind of like them, versus Kenny Chaos and Prince Iaukea. Buff Bagwell defeats Van Hammer. Evan Courageous defeats Mike Enos. The First Family, Brian Knobbs and Hugh Morris versus The Revolution, Dean Malenko and Shane Douglas. This is about the time Vince Russo shows up. Your World Television Title match, Rick Steiner defeats Disco Inferno. U.S. Heavyweight Title match, Chris Benoit defeats Jerry Flynn by DQ. And 3-on-2 handicap match, Bill Goldberg and Hulk Hogan defeat the Jersey Triad, Bam Bam Bigelow, DDP, and Chris Kanyon. On Raw, coming to you from the Fleet Center in Boston, Massachusetts, JR and Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross are the commentators. So here's some dark matches. Kurt Angle, who hadn't debuted yet, defeats Sho Funaki. We get Steve Blackman versus Mike Hollow. Kane defeats Meat. Stevie Richards defeats Poppy Chulo. Dudley Boy. What kind of putting Dudley Boys in a dark match? Right. Dudley Boys, I don't think they debuted yet either, but maybe they did.
What year was this?
99. Maybe they didn't. No. I know 2000 is the first like TLC match with them all, with Edge and Christian and the Hardys. So yeah, the Dudleys defeat Tim McNeely and Knuckles Nelson. Who could have seen that coming? And Val Venus defeats Midian.
About the same as Kane beating his Meat.
Yeah. Wasn't Meat Sean Stasiak, or was that Headbanger?
Yeah, it was Stasiak. No, Mosh was Chaz. Yeah, he was the one that came down with Mariana Kamlos, did the beaver cleavage gimmick before he went back to Chaz.
Yep. So
Chaz
your first match
Sorry.
We could only wish. Only Rosie O'Donnell. 3-on-1 handicap match with your special referee Shane McMahon, the Mean Street Posse, Pete Gas, Joey Abs, and Rodney defeat Mankind by disqualification. Falls Count Anywhere match, The Big Show defeats The Rock. X-Pac defeats Taka Michinoku. Number 1 contenders match for the WWF Tag Team titles in a 4-way match. The Acolytes versus Edge and Christian versus the Hollies versus the Hardy Boys ended without a winner. No contest. That's no fun. Jeff Jarrett and Mark Henry defeat D'Lo Brown and Billy Gunn. Ken Shamrock defeats Gangrel. I'm sorry, Draven. It's by submission. Damn. What kind of vampire submits?
I know,
right?
Especially when you're the lead, bitch.
Oh, garlic breath. It happens.
Yes. And then a tag titles match. Mankind and The Rock defeat the unholy alliance of Big Show and The Undertaker to win the championship in 8 minutes and 13 seconds. So, little something to look forward to. We also had the 900th episode of Raw on this date. And yeah, we also had the 1475th episode of Raw on this date.
Plus what we just watched. So,
Yeah, so good times. Eventful day in wrestling. A lot of shit happened. Including Roman Reigns being champion for fucking 2 years now. He's just not that. I'm sorry, like, oh, well, he's gotten better, you know, but he's still not that good.
I liked it better in the Shield, man. Like the three of them together. I was fine with that.
That would suck, Clone Geek. You shouldn't play like that, because what if it really happened? Chris Benoit killing his family. That's preposterous. Yes. So, good times. Always a good time. Yeah, does anyone have anything else they want to talk about, or should we take her on home?
Yeah, there was a wine bottle in the gym. Who's to say that Chris wasn't drugged and then, strangled to death and hung? Just saying. We don't know. We weren't there. But there is a gal that does do a lot of stuff, and I've shared it in the groups before. I don't have the link. I apologize. I'll find it and post it tomorrow. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Just she goes over everything. She's got everything that you can pull publicly and goes over it. There's some shady shit that went down. But anyway, I digress. This was fun. And I love that we are at the beginnings of the NWO and to see still heel Hogan, if you will. But he just can't seem to quite heal right, in my opinion. It's like he was the ultimate good guy, but now he's just flipped it. But he's the bad guy doing the good guy shit as a bad guy. So it sometimes works, but not always. But thank you, Kevin Nash, because you did make me laugh. It's too bad that you're a commie leftist douchebag.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I would have been blindly fine with that until somebody mentioned that to me. And then I went from going to spend all this money and getting his signatures on belts to backing some independent creators that we all know and like and love. So my money went to the real people that should get it. So none for you.
What is it? Is it me, or is like Biden slowly morphing into Mr. McMahon?
A little bit, dude. I always thought Vince ran the world for real, and now, like, for realsies, that's what it seems like, because Biden's turning into him. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that saw it. Thank you for bringing that up, Tony.
That's weird, because, like, McMahon turned into George Soros, the way he looks.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, E.T., the extra testicle.
He's like, God damn it, Trump. You're going to face Adam Schiff and Jerry Neville. 2-on-1 handicap match. Jesus.
Out comes Hunter and hits Trump with a crack pipe.
They both shit their pants.
God damn it, Trump went over. I thought I told you to finish.
Rob Schneider on the Glenn Beck podcast.
Oh, dude, yeah, I went off on IndieWire on everybody's trashing him because of what the fuck did he say? He said he said Kate McKinnon wasn't funny, and where's the lie in that statement?
Oh, so
where's the lie?
Yeah, that's the truth. What the fuck?
Okay.
That's some all right art. Not the best, but it's okay.
Why does Bret Hart look like Beavis?
Yeah.
He looks like Beavis.
Fish mouth.
Well, it looks better than my stick figure, so,
He does have fish mouth.
Who did these?
Luna.
J-Rock draws.
Wait, is that J-Rock from Trailer Park Boys?
How sexist.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at these prices. How sexist. $50
Are we
for
gonna
Macho
go
Man,
here?
$50 for Bret Hart, $25 for Luna.
What?
I don't think that's $50. No offense, J-Rock Draws. I'm sorry, and keep at it, get better. You can draw better than me, but this isn't worth like $50.
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying.
Bret Hart,
like,
played by Ronnie Millsap.
The wrestling things that I sent a while back from Cabo are better than these.
yeah, like that reminds me of somebody playing Macho Man. I'm just not sure who. It's not Al from Home Improvement, but somebody. Somebody. Yeah. I hope I don't. Like the other day, I was looking at the Spider-Man art, and then Sharon saw him, and of course I came across like a tranny jerking it in a Spider-Man outfit, so I'm so worried. Like, I'm gonna see someone in Double J's little white cowboy fucking outfit jerking it now. Maybe I shouldn't scroll Twitter like that.
Right.
I'm like, I was looking at shitty drawings of Venom, and
You sure you're not on? You sure you weren't on Grinder?
Man,
like,
that's a
like,
weird list you're on, Tony.
I'm like, well, it was like trending Spider-Man. I'm like, ooh, let's go look at Spider-Man pictures and flop. Just flopping around.
Those damn reels get me, and you guys know it because that's when I start sharing them. I'm like, all right, so you'll see them on World Clash, you'll see them on, Place to Be reviews, you'll see them in the groups that we're in. I'll share certain ones, certain here and there, but it's just like, oh my goodness. Same thing happens though, Tony. Next thing you know, like something that should take like 30 seconds, 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, you're still flipping through it.
I like to shoot the webs in my drawings. Humble.
Gender dysphoria frog, who happens to be cyber. I don't know. Yeah, guys, so I don't really see any other news to talk about. So do you want to just take her home, or did you guys want to talk shit about people or properties?
I'm a little excited for the pay-per-views we got coming up.
That's
I had waited to watch the NWO one, and now I'm kind of glad that I didn't watch it.
Yeah, Draven, that's something we could do real quick.
Yeah.
Run down the cart. Like, I don't even know what's at Clash of the Castle besides fucking.
Oh, I don't know what's at Clash of the Castle.
Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns, which it'd be nice. I'm not even a Drew McIntyre fan, but it would be nice if like someone had the fucking title besides Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the match card looks like over there. And then we'll run through AEW real quick. So, yeah. Oh, and I knew about the women's match too. So we have Roman Reigns defending against Drew McIntyre. We have Liv Morgan defending against Shayna Baszler. Yay, a 6-man women's tag match. Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka versus Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky. Riddle versus Seth
going to be in that match.
What?
You said it was a female 6-man match, and I went, all right. So who are the 6 men now?
Yeah.
So wait, the new female Pinhead could be in it because he's a transformer.
Look, I guess this guy's a pretty good wrestler, but I hate his fucking name. Gunther versus Sheamus. Like, Gunther.
Wasn't he the fucking barista that served those dumb white yuppies and Friends?
Yeah,
it was Gunther.
I never watched Friends. All I'm saying is it's hard for me to take something like that serious, Like, what are we gonna get next? Gunther versus Happy Corbin? Like, these fucking names
versus Eugene.
Yeah. So then we'll have Edge and Rey Mysterio versus the Judgment Day. Maybe Dominic will fucking turn on his dad there.
I still want his dad to turn on him. You are Eddie's child.
What
you
does
bastard.
What does AEW look like, Draven? Can you go
Okay,
through
so
that card?
I have some of the cards so far.
Some?
Yeah, some. We don't even know everything that's going to be there.
Yeah,
Way to
no.
drop the ball.
We don't even know. So here's one of them. So we got Bryan Danielson versus Chris Jericho.
That should be good.
We're gonna get Lionheart and Jericho. So
Daniel
that'll
Bryan.
be good. Yeah, Bryan Danielson. I always fuck it up. It's right in front of me and I fuck it up.
No, you said it right. I fucked it up on purpose.
Oh.
Daniel Bryanson?
God, it pisses me off how they failed Malachi Black. He was so fucking over.
They
like,
lost to the Dark Order in the triple threat tournament because of Miro coming down and fucking everybody up.
Well, he shouldn't be in triple threat fucking trios matches. He was a fucking star.
I know.
Dude.
So they built him, and then just dropped him.
He came in hot. Like, he came in on fucking fire, and they're like, well, Cody Rhodes has got to get his win. Like, and since then, it's been downhill.
Awful.
So FTR and Wardlow versus Jay Lethal and Motor City Machine Gun. They were at the Ric Flair's last match, if I remember correctly.
Are these for the titles, or this
is just
another trip?
Just as trios. Yeah, it's just
Jesus.
Cool thing. Let's see here.
How can we get everyone on the card? 6-man tags. Like, at least have a big 8-man or 10-man tag or something. Like, or a battle royale or something.
And then we got this, which Etep is going to be all about.
God.
Jade Cargill. The other chick ain't bad looking either, honestly.
Athena? Well,
I remember those haircuts with the shaved side. Nah,
I know, me too.
I honestly, on the right woman, I don't mind.
Can't we have like a gauntlet match or a battle royal or fucking something besides another 6-man tag? It's just not the same. It's, you got your buddy in the foxhole with you when it's a tag match. It's just you and him versus, when you have 3 people on a team, it's just a messed up dynamic. Yeah. They're okay every now and then, but it shouldn't be fucking heavily focused on.
So Wednesday, it's going to be the semifinals for the triple threat. Here, I'll share the thing first, and then I'll go over
the trios titles.
Yeah, for the trios titles.
Yes, he's going to catch monkeypox at the pay-per-view. Manliness and motivation.
So here's the
Clone Geek says Beverly Hills Cop 4 is actually happening.
I saw that.
So tomorrow we get Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and United Underground.
I hate it.
I know you do. And that'll determine which we all know Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are going to win these titles because that's the only reason they even exist.
They should have Teddy Long's face on those fucking titles.
And the other teams on the other side of the bracket is Dark Order versus the Best Friends. So it's either going to be Omega and the Bucks versus Dark Order or the Best Friends. And yeah.
I'm not.
So it's like a squash match, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't sound very excited about that.
I don't. The FTR triple threat or the 6-man that's gonna be good because they deliver every time they're in the ring.
Right.
And then there's the Casino ladder match, Royale ladder match. And I don't know how exactly this works because this is my first time seeing these.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah, this is who Hangman won this last time, I think, to go on against Omega. So basically, whoever wins this gets a title shot.
After the whole Mox and Punk thing, or Mox,
we don't even know if that's going to be the main event.
Yeah, which I like that. I like the uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of refreshing.
And then this is the one that I'm really kind of looking forward to. And that's Tony Storm versus Dr. Brick Vapor, DMD, Jamie Hayter, and
for the interim.
Yeah, and
they're putting Storm over, aren't they?
Yeah, they're supposed to. So I think she's going to be the interim, and then once Thunder Rosa comes back, then it'll be those two, and then Tony will win to unify, I think. Because the original plan was for Tony and Thunder Rosa to go, and Tony to go over. But tomorrow night, they're doing a tag match. It's going to be Sheeta and Storm versus Hayter and Baker.
I'm kind of like Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of her matches.
I don't know about that Sheeta fella. I don't know.
She's Asian. That's a win in my book.
It's got to be particular. They got to be like Malaysian or something.
just as long as they're not black.
Oh, no, I'm just saying if there's Asians, I like a certain kind, like Polynesian. Less liable to run off with it. Never mind.
But as far as buy-ins, I'm not sure what buy-ins are going to be. They're like I said, this week, Wednesday and Friday, we'll get the rest of the card. Because that's what they usually do with AEW. They wait till the last minute to like reveal everything. Which is nice, because then it's like there's uncertainty.
Well, makes conversation for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like I'm really hoping something with MJF happens, even if there is a rematch between Mox and CM Punk. I hope MJF like shows up.
He is if they would have built Malachi Black up, then eventually he could turn babyface, and like him and MJF could have been the fucking future of this company. And they're just, number one, they're suffering from an overloaded roster.
Mm-hmm.
Like he keeps signing all these people, and then he bought ROH on top of it, which this happens, and it's already happening right before our eyes. Every time two companies merge like that, the stronger culture ends up, they can't coexist.
Yeah.
The stronger culture dominates. And what do you have in ROH now? Like, you don't even have Ring of Honor wrestlers fighting for the heavyweight title anymore.
The only person that's ROH is that Martinez chick, and she's the women's title holder, and she's terrible.
Yeah, she was the one we saw at the pay-per-view when we wanted other chick to win.
Oh, and the Flamingo guy with the boys, he's the triple threat.
And
ROH
Samoa
title.
Joe.
Oh, yeah, and Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
But he's signed to both, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you have to look forward to this weekend. An action-packed Saturday and Sunday full of wrestling. Should be a good time. It's going to be hard for me to hit that Clash at the Castle because I need to be working.
Oh, there's also a match with
10 a.m. my time.
It's Swerve in Our Glory. So Swerve and Keith Lee versus the Acclaimed for the tag titles. That's going to be it all out as well.
Yeah. See, like, what a waste. Like, FTR had such a good title match at Ring of Honor. Now they're going to be in a 6-man tag.
That doesn't do them any favors.
No. It's like, no, I don't know anyone who ever sat back and said, we need a 6-man tag championship. It's so bad. Like, too many titles. Get rid of all these titles.
Yeah. They were originally supposed to be in the Fight Forever game. Apparently they got taken out of it. But apparently they already had a conversation with Tony, and whatever the reasoning, we don't know what the reasoning is that they were taken out, but they're okay with it. So I'm assuming it's going to be either a pre-order bonus you get them or DLC. So
yeah. All right. So that's the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure to join us for Clash at the Castle. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because they are across the pond.
Okay.
On Saturday. Geez, that's going to be hard for me to make, but I guess I'll do it. I can miss one Saturday.
That's 3 my time then, right? Or no, 4.
No, it's 1 your time. It's 10 a.m. my time.
Oh, shit.
It's 10 a.m. my time.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for.
Damn, that's an early freaking pay-per-view.
Because it's in the UK.
That's
Wait,
why I'm
when is
like,
that?
Saturday.
This
at 1
oh
p.m.
shit.
your time. That's why I don't even know if it's worth streaming it because it's like there hasn't been one good WWF pay-per-view this year, and it's right in the middle of my work day. But I could.
Well, couldn't we stream after though? Like go later and talk about it, Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. We don't have to do it live.
That's just my opinion. We don't have to do it live. Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know if I want to miss work to see Roman Reigns squat over Drew McIntyre's corpse with 2 fucking titles. Like,
when you could be working and watching it on your phone and working at the same. I got you, dude. I got you.
No,
I have heard rumors that Roman's supposed to drop the title
when we
soon.
get home. Yeah, I heard that. But I don't think they're gonna have him drop him to Drew McIntyre. So
No, probably not.
Or if he does, Austin Theory's gonna come out right after and take him, and again, I could be making money. We'll see. I'll try to do Clash at the Castle this Saturday again. It's kind of early, but we'll see what everyone's up to and go from there. But definitely, All Out should be a good show. For all my criticism of AEW, they do put on great pay-per-views.
Yeah, they do.
I haven't seen a bad show yet from them. So yeah, let's go ahead and go around the horn here. Everyone can plug their channels. What's up, Etep? You get that stimulus check, bro?
I got my stimmy money, yo. I got my stimmy.
Is we getting the 4th stimulus?
Yeah, that's like one of the most asked questions on Google. Is it's spelled IZ? Is we getting that 4th stimulus?
Fucking Asians.
And it's odd because they spell 4th FOTHE.
Yes.
FOATH.
I don't.
FOT. Fourth, baby, the 4th. No, you can catch me over at the 4th. The 4th Awakened. It's Mike Tyson. Who should not be in a wheelchair. He should not be in a wheelchair. They call me Rolling Thunder Bay. I don't know. He just turned into George Floyd. I'm not gonna go any further. But thank you, Tony, for this was fun. Yeah, you can find me and Tony and a cast of millions over at the Place to Be Reviews. Tomorrow night we got a Common Idiot coming on, Going Rogue. We got the member stream at 8:05, big show at 9:05. Channel memberships available $2.99 and $4.99. And what else? Oh yeah, She-Hulk review dropped today. Terminal list goes public not public, but it goes to members tomorrow, and it'll go public on Thursday. And I have to work tomorrow, but I'll record a couple videos in the morning, get them over to the editor. Hail Good Stuff Comic Skater, my editor extraordinaire. And we'll have videos out. And I think are we watching a pay-per-view Saturday night? Or just is the one during the day?
It would be Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And then Sunday at like normal pay-per-view time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we'll have a show Saturday night then, because I'm not going out of town this weekend. Yeah. So we will. We'll
I thought you were.
That. No, I'm not going out of town.
Yeah, that's why everything was kind of in the air, because that's why I thought, okay, Tony, if you were going to work, then we could, if Pete was out of town, we could just do the pay-per-view watch because he was out of town, and that would take place. So, yeah, but now you're not leaving, so none of that matters.
Throwing everybody's schedule off.
Way to go.
Way to go.
I know, what a fucking dick. Fine. I guess I'll just fuck off then.
Love you, buddy.
Vinny, what do you got going on, man?
Migraine, shoulder pain. Oh,
I'm just kidding.
Find me over on.
I'm making myself
YouTube
bigger.
at
Take
VinnieArt.
that, Vinny. I'm gonna mute Vinny too. No, I'm just kidding.
You motherfucker.
I know where you live.
But yeah, we're gonna, come hang out on Fridays and Sundays over on my channel. I think I'm gonna be doing a toy stream on Thursday. Hopefully Tommy could be there. He said he's working on some stuff, so he's trying to get shit to work. But yeah, I don't know. Check it out, see what we're gonna do. I don't know if we're gonna slap some more bitches in the face, but if we have to, we have to. Yeah. If you guys want some good books, come check out my stuff. It ships. They all ship immediately. You know, you don't have to wait for some pieces of shit that are 3 and 4 years later on their projects who will smoke up your ass and lie to you 24/7. You can get great content, great books, you know, and without any of the bullshit. You know, because over here we actually do care about putting out quality work and great stories and great artwork. It's not smite campaigns. It's none of that horse shit. So if you want the best of the best, come check out my stuff. So yeah, man, thank you. It's always a blast hanging out with you guys. I hope everyone has an awesome night. And yeah, much love.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. It's always a blast. Always good times. And yeah, you're welcome, Tommy. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective's link is in the chat. So make sure to go over there and subscribe or watch them toes full.
Nibble.
Yes, yes. What I was gonna go to Adam next, but Draven has the meme.
So George Floyd there, he's skulking in the back, waiting to fight Etep later on. But that's what I have was working on during the thing. Anyway. Like we said earlier, All Out Sunday, September 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern. We do our commentary as usual and tell you what we think of it. And then I do video games over on Twitch, so check me out. Always a pleasure being here every Tuesday that I can make it, talking about wrestling. But yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. I'm looking forward to All Out. The AEW pay-per-views are like, we'll sit here and watch SummerSlam or whatever, and it's like, well, at least, you know, we watched it together, you know, that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But AEW is always like, it's a long show, but like you're thoroughly entertained most of the time. Like,
Yep.
So, yeah. Can't wait. What's up, Adam?
What's up? Well, don't worry. I always got your back, and I'm watching the WCW and the WWF, having a whole lot of fun doing it tomorrow. 4:20 Eastern Standard Time, because what else are you going to do but talk about weed at 4:20? So all of you are invited if you can make it, and if not, that's fine. It's always, the door will always be open for y'all. But yeah, basically we just kind of get together and talk a little bit about some of the people talk a little bit about what they do and what they use it for, and then we just kind of get baked and have fun. Just the discussion just keeps on going. But that's about it, man. That's for Wednesday. Thursday would be This Week in Bullshit on Justin Proper's channel, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then back to Friday would be Friday Fun with Friends on my channel at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I usually go till closer to 5 when Vinny goes live. So then you can jump on with Vinny and then come back around to the Final World Review at 8:05 Eastern Standard Time for Liars. So yeah, that's the network. that's where I plug in. So
hell yeah, man.
But loving it, man. Loving watching this stuff, and you know, that's the thing. Even though we're not all together watching at the same time, we come together and discuss it, or you know, message it, you know, and stuff throughout the day when we're watching. And you know, it makes it fun again to rewatch it and live it through each other's eyes and memories again.
Yeah,
you know, for the first time, but not for the last time.
Yeah, and it's been so long, and they didn't have DVR and all that. Like, you could, you know, VHS your shows back then. I had a lot of wrestling on tape.
Hey, Tony, did you get WCW? I got WWF. You want to switch tapes? Bring it to school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good times, man. Yeah, but it, like, a lot of this, it is kind of like watching it again, you know, like, it's been so long, you'll, like, vaguely remember stuff and, like, oh, yeah, you know, but yeah, it makes it fun, and to be able to have everyone to share it with, including all you wonderful people in the chat, it makes for a great time. Like,
even you in the back.
Oh,
way back there in the back.
I forgot too. Next week, can't believe I almost forgot this. Next week is the 1-year anniversary since we started doing the Monday Night War retrospective.
Oh shit!
So,
Hell yeah.
we're gonna look back on some memories, give away some fentanyl, and talk some wrestling. You know.
Awesome.
So.
I heard fentanyl, baby.
Wow.
Memories.
Oh, yeah, but I can't believe what reminded me. I was about to say, like, again, like, it's kind of a daunting task starting in mid 1995's wrestling, and on WWF, you have King Mabel versus the fucking Undertaker, and yeah, just like you're like, man, I've got a lot of shit to get through, but
Yeah.
you know.
We did it in a year, brother. We're in 97 now. In
Yeah.
1 year, we flew through almost 2 full years in a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not bad. And keep in mind, we don't, you've changed the platform here and there. We've watched the pay-per-view and a Raw, or two Raws and 2 Monday Night Raws, or WCW Nitro, So it's not like it's been the same the whole year. But I still think you're doing good, man, because that's a lot of wrestling in a year to get through.
Couldn't do it without you guys.
I wouldn't want to do it without you guys.
Yeah.
You could have, but it wouldn't have been as good.
So
it's like I could sit. I watch wrestling daily. You guys knew that before you were doing this, and we all talked about it. And I'm like, hell yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm down. And even live on air, if you guys are watching this from the past, I've even commented when I got caught up to Tony, and where we were on the retrospective when I was just watching wrestling beforehand.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's even more fun. It's been a year, but yeah.
So one of the buy-ins they just announced is Tomohiro Ishii versus Eddie Kingston 2. So we'll see how that goes. It's fucking Eddie Kingston, so it's free. So
yeah,
people
but
at
who here
home can
doesn't
watch
love
along with us.
Tomohiro Ishii?
Yeah, man.
Hey,
it's free. I think they have to pay me to watch that.
It's on
tight.
It'll be free on YouTube. We'll watch that because that starts at 7. So we'll watch the buy-in stuff, and the people in the chat can at least watch along with us with that.
If they're gonna use Eddie Kingston, they need to put him behind the paywall. Like you're trying to get people to want to buy the paper.
Yeah, that's only one of them. Usually they have like 3 or 4 matches like in the buy-in. So
okay, so folks, remember there's going to be no stream on Sunday on my channel. We're going to be hanging out with Draven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Yeah, yeah. So Sunday, AEW All Out. Monday going in Raw, and Tuesday the 1-year anniversary.
Hell yeah.
The Monday Night War retrospective, plus all the great things in between. There's basically at least one show on one of our channels every day of the week. So come hang out with us. We love you in the chat. I mean, I say I couldn't do the Monday Night War retrospective without this great panel. But I couldn't do it without the chat, especially. I mean, you guys make it worth it. So thank you. Right. Hell yeah.
I want to sing the anniversary song by Tony next week. Really,
do you know what today is? But it's our anniversary.
What? Each of the monkeypox.
I don't know what's going on. It's by Curious George, the curious little monkeypox. I don't know. I'm done.
I've got a little.
Pox. You get frog pox in New Jersey. We give good tugs back there too.
They like
bring your umbrella.
They'll lick right between the toes, baby. Right between the toes.
That was so on point. It hit my nose. Well, to be fair, it could have been way off of center and hit my nose, but
ladies and gentlemen, they are not pop culture, they are agenda. We are pop culture. And I'm going to play 2 gifts to sign us out tonight. So thank you all. Good night.
Booker T, hair done by Whoopi. Shane McMahon, still a pussy.
Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and, well, with all due respect, he's also suffering from anal bleeding.
From